In these videos, I would like to talk about something which not many YouTubers or many people out there on the social media platforms or on the public platforms do not really talk about or do not really address. As I see many people, I mean, since many years before even I came here, so I've been living here since 3 years. So even before I came here, I was following a lot of people on these public platforms to know about how it is to live in Germany as an international student. And lots of videos, even till this day, I see are about what to pack or how to apply for a university, for a German university or at a German university, and how the weather's like, and what to bring to Germany. Be a compilation of all such videos, which is completely my perspective, my point of view of what has to be addressed, because there's too much stuff out there, and I feel a lot of stuff, a lot of things that these people say on the public platforms is completely trivial, completely futile. Would like to, you know, share my thoughts. Yeah, so one of the insurances that I would really recommend is getting a liability insurance or subscribing for a liability insurance, because as the name suggests, insurance covers the damage or insures for the damage that you're liable for. Especially as internationals or as students, we always have this fear of losing the keys of our own apartment, and that could be really expensive to get it repaired by a locksmith. It might, I mean, as far as I heard, it would be somewhere in between 300 to 400 euros for the locksmith to come and sort things out. So I think liability insurance is really beneficial, because God forbid if you lose the key, then it gets really bad, because for a student money is really, the budgets are really tight. We don't have a lot of money, so I think this insurance really helps. And the other one, which I feel is not as important as the liability insurance, but it's definitely important for someone who has you know already has issues with teeth, which is like a dental problem or something like that back home, and now we are traveling to another country in Germany. I think this is anywhere is the case. Like, it's pretty expensive. The dental treatments are really expensive, and we often have this misconception that, okay, we have a health insurance, so I think the dental clinics would also be working the same way, but it's not. I mean, a part of the operations or part of the procedures are partly covered again, which is not completely insured, but for example, teeth extraction or the regular teeth cleaning, they are covered under your health insurance. That's anyways there, but for example, if you have to, I don't know, maybe let's say if you have to have an implant, that is not at all covered. And the implants, dental implants here are really costly, really expensive, and it could be anywhere in between 3 to 5 thousand, depends upon the procedure. And this is just a ballpark figure. It could be higher, it could be lower, and it would mostly be higher. It's definitely not going to be lower. So for teeth, it costs around I think 3,000 euros. 3,000 euros is something that one pays here for getting a driver's license. So that's for one tooth. So the health insurances do not cover this, because it comes under a different a different domain, which isn't related to health, because dental implants are not they are not necessary, but they're something that fall, or so they are like something that falls in between, not necessary and completely for cosmetics. So it's somewhere in between, so these are definitely not insured. So such things, or also the root canal treatments, they are not completely insured. I don't know how much of it is covered by the health insurance. I think it's definitely wise to have a dental insurance after you come here. And if you're also not so confident that your teeth are really healthy, then I think it's definitely as wise as taking a liability insurance. So also I see a lot of YouTubers talking about how important the language is, especially when you're coming to Germany or any of these European countries, because these are, uh, the administrative language in any of these countries is definitely not English. It's really imperative for someone coming here to learn German. That's a no-brainer. I don't want to really argue about that because I'm also going through that, that experience of how important a language is to get a job or to work here in Germany. That is, anyways, there. So German is something that is really rich with a lot of technical jargon. So when someone says you have to learn German, it doesn't mean that you learn German as a foreign language. Yeah, of course, you have to learn German as a foreign language to, communicate better. You need to know the jargon. So by jargon, I mean, what do you call a steering wheel in German? What do you call a tire in German? What do you call a seat in German? What do you call the chassis in German? So this is something that's just really important. You can't say chassis and you can't frame the entire sentence because that might work in your language or something that's I mean, it works in my mother tongue. I don't have to name chassis in my own mother tongue and construct a sentence. But the German language doesn't work that way. Germans have their own word for each of these engineering terms. So it's it's like you need to know what you say sulfuric acid. It's like what you say an electron in German. So this is something that I really want to talk about. That when people say that learn German, I see everyone saying that just learn German, you get a job. No, it doesn't work that way. So because I've learned the German language as a foreign language, that's called Deutsch als Fremdsprache. That's different. You have German for engineering, you have German for office. So I think that's really helpful. Then you will know what you call some of the chemical compounds in German, or maybe you know what you call the automotive or the engineering terms in German. That's really important. But yeah, I don't know, but there's a lot of information on YouTube just saying just learn German, but they don't say how exactly to learn German or any other language. I mean, English is, yeah, okay, we all know. I think we grew up learning English if we are lucky. I mean, I was lucky. I got to learn English since I was a child. Same level of, the understanding and the expression in every field. It could be technical, it could be uh, something related to medicine, it could be related to something. It could be something related to psychology or philosophy. The language has its own jargon. You have to really learn the language on the field. But the important question is how do you get a job without having the skill already? So this is a vicious cycle. I think we all know this. Everyone needs an experienced candidate, but how do you get an experience without having a job? So this is something I can't really, I don't have a solution for. But this is what I would like to talk about the language. It's not as general as people say. It's more specific, and we have to learn the. We don't have to learn the entire language. We just have to learn the language or the phrases that people use in their own domains. You don't have to write poetry in German, but you need to, or you should be in a position to express technical problems or technical solutions in German. That's really important. There are regulations in Germany that say, okay, if this is how many square meters an apartment is or a flat or a room is, then there should be only so many people in that. So, for example, the place that I'm living right now, it's only for one person. So, if this room is, registered under two people's names, then that one of them would be classified as illegal or illegitimate to live here. So, this is for the government to have a record or to keep a track of how many people are living at what places, and it's I think it's pretty understandable. So the thing is, the catch is that, or I would say the most obvious thing is that you need to have a rental contract. only then a person can open a bank account in any one of the German banks which are physical. So there are a lot of banks which operate completely digital. I mean, I don't think you need a city registration for that, but these banks are not physical. I didn't see people that really had any issues with that, but I don't know. I feel it's really safe to have your account opened at any one of the national banks which are really physical. And most of the I think the insurance or the health insurance that I am subscribed for would accept only a German national bank. It doesn't accept any of these digital banks, and digital banks are mostly based out of Germany. So that would be an issue. So what I like to say is that you need to get your city registration done to get the other things going. And if you want to work part time, then you need to definitely have this. This is why accommodation is really a big thing. And some of the cities, I think getting an accommodation is really not that hard, but finding an accommodation, especially somewhere in big cities like Munich, it's a nightmare. It's really difficult. I don't know how people do that, but I'm making this video because to tell people that it's okay to maybe not finding an accommodation, because people here as well would find it really difficult to find an accommodation. So I think this is a really a big problem or an open secret that no one really wants to talk about on, especially on YouTube. But yeah, so you need to really be lucky to get an accommodation, and if you don't get an accommodation, it's also fine. There are things, or there are ways to at least temporarily uh, get away with. But accommodation is again a really is one of the really big issues for international students studying in Germany.